Mm-hmm. So in theory, I should be live now. Hopefully, even with like a working mic and me being like me having good audio.
You are live, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll send you the link to the drafts on the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go. So, do you want to go through the draft?
I can quickly go through it, yes. On the left we have Alakay in the blue, and we have motions on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So, bans first. Alakay banning Sicilians and motions banning Mayans. Bit surprised by the Sicilian ban, but I guess they can be strong in some certain situations. Mayans, of course, is just, I think, one of Alakay's strongest thieves, I would say.
Well, what maps they have even. One sec. Alakay banned Arena, obviously. Motions with Atacama. Alakay pick Arabian Golden Pit. Golden Pit is a big surprise there, and Motions picking Hideout in Socotra. Okay.
It's gonna be interesting. The first game is also always mega random, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's see. Now picking Mongols, we have Turks, which can be really strong on the, let's say, hideout or something similar. Lithuanians, Chinese, Khmer, Malay, Aztec, and Spanish. Would maybe expect Chinese to be, or Lithuanians to be seen on Arabia, if I know motions.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, for example, is also extremely strong on, I would say, on hideouts or something similar. Mongols, I think that's the second pick from Alakay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is quite strong on Mega Random. Teuton pick, I'm not sure. Maybe Teuton's even for Hideout because he has. Or like, in Socotra they're really good as well. I think Teuton's okay picked for motions home maps and for his own. Which kind of makes
Could very well
sense.
be, yeah.
If you like pick. It depends on the philosophy, but it makes sense here because he's like, okay, he's feeling confident on like the more open maps, so he's gonna pick a strong Civ, and it motions also likes very much from like away from motions.
At the same time with Teutons, you can also just, if you're close by right, just go for Tower Rush and you can basically always push quite heavily, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it also forces the game to be more in feudalation. I would say that Alakay is probably better, I would say, market-wise than with motions, in my experience at least. So it'll be interesting to see how that would play out. But I would say that I think the draft is quite equal here, though, so I don't really see any big sibling I think, here.
Yeah, I'm thinking like motions likes the Lithuanians a lot on Arabia, but he has Chinese, so I'm not sure like which one of those he would prefer.
I would probably think that he might go Lithuanians just because he has so many things he can do it there, so... Apparently I'm substantially louder than you are, Rex, so... I try to move my mic a bit further away, but... I'm sure that helps.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just adjust myself. Can I put myself louder here somehow? I have no idea.
Apparently it's better already, is from his gigs. So
Okay.
just took my mic a fair bit further away.
Thanks, Greg. And yeah, guys, keep mentioning that stuff. Is like if something is off and wrong, like every time I'm casting, there's something else is like something new is having issues.
That might just be you emotions, you know. Now that you like my voice a lot, so.
Like, I guess Lithuanians are very versatile, like also great in Socotra as well. Well, I'm not even sure what to say. I think both of them have great civs. I like Teutons, Mongols, and Britons very much. Like also like the first three picks from Alakay are fucking great, but I like the overall draft promotions more, I would say. But it's kind of similar. I guess we can just even jump to the first game, honestly. Both of them actually know what they're doing. Oh, yeah. Not a bit.
Indeed.
Yeah, and like Berbers for Sakota from Alakay, I guess. Yeah, but yeah,
Well,
let's jump
could
to
go
the
for the
first game.
full Margagu strat, right? Just full on village fighting could be interesting.
So, first game, I'm at 10 seconds. It's Chinese versus Mongols. Like, no surprise. Oh, I should have guessed first, but yeah, like, no big surprise here. I really like Chinese on Mega Random. Like, Chinese are great on, like, every map, right, basically. Only biggest issue is if, like, you don't have immediate food access in Sakura. Like, here, yeah, but here's gonna be fine.
Has
Mongols.
to drop a house immediately here, right? Because he already started 10 villages, right? So you haven't already increased starts, so both will have loom immediately. And I would probably say that will give about a 1.5 to 2 villager lead to motions already here. So
Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, having Chinese Mega Random, if you start with additional villagers, that's really huge because you have more villagers working in food, which means that like you will get in the food quicker to produce additional villagers, and also because of the Chinese start, you aren't really delayed by the lack of houses or something. And
yes, but are you ready to start now? Maybe.
One,
Can
two,
talk to you through.
three, go.
Yes.
And
So we have motions playing Chinese on the top then, and Alakay on the bottom here.
And also, like, HBTC having more top space is really huge here as well. So, like, Motions is having a great map for Chinese here. I think. Or, like, a great generation.
Well, the lack of boars might hurt him a fair bit, but you have a lot of food, at least in the water buffaloes there. Looks like I think start with 8 water buffaloes, that should be yours. Whereas laming could be quite powerful here, I would say. So let's see whether or not he finds. Okay, Alakay immediately going for pushing one of the ibex here, so he's not going aggressive here. And Motion's already going out to take the hunt with the villagers here, making a mill on the outside. That's a mill before he even has a lumber camp so
I think it's
he needs to go on to idle. Well, I mean, the trees around this is easy then. So
Well, if he chops at one tree around his TC, he'll have the wood for a lumber camp, right? But I guess it makes things more complicated than they have to be. He had enough buffaloes to like sustain villager production, didn't he?
Didn't feel like it was needed at this point, right? Alakay is still missing 2 of his water buffaloes, and the same as the motions. Woodlands might be a bit complicated later on, right? Because the woodlands on your island in a way are quite thin and quite sparse, right? And then you have the woodlands on the outside, which that was could be exciting. I think that's a fair way to put it.
I actually really like this. There's very little wood on the land, very scattered around as well. Like all the wood on the side will be reachable for a navy.
At the same time, we also see a ton of gold, so you might even see some double gold compositions in a way here. So there's no one screen I can see something like almost 20 tiles of gold here, so left of the bases. So that's gonna be exciting. Aside from that, of course, as I said, no boars, then you have quite a few of ibex, and then also berries. Alakay is just going for pushing all of the deer here, whereas motions are milling them. It'll be interesting to see how that will turn out. Is still not having found the 2 water buffaloes on the right side.
That's kind of unfortunate. Motions might find those. And yeah, he's really like 2.5 villages or more ahead. Well, he got house now.
House,
like,
yeah.
But like this Chinese start is insane. Like that's such a huge advantage because you have so many extra villagers working from the beginning, which is like so much extra accumulated resources throughout the game.
Motions do find the water buffaloes on the right side. For some reason, Alakay wants to show off his pick pulling skills here. Considering that he has loom, that's not really necessary, but sure. So what do you think they will go for here? Okay, Motion is going out for berries now, so that's going to be a second they will put up in Dark Age here, which is slightly unusual, I would say, and probably not that necessary. Well, he's still also missing 2 water bottles actually, so he's running out of food under his TC now.
Oh yeah, like it's kind of unfortunate that he didn't find those, but then again, it's also a bit sloppy scouting. To be fair, to leave like black spot that's that big.
And Alakay might actually found the water buffalo though, that Motion stole from him here.
Oh, that's kind of big for him.
Well, that's 300 food. That should help a fair bit.
And he
might Motions will try to.
He might find the 2 of Motion's buffaloes now as well. Oh.
Well, he should be with the Mongols blackout bonus, right? Yes. So that's gonna be going from Motions having 300 extra food to Alakay having 300 extra food now. Wonder if he'll have to try to push the deer here. I'm just running past. So.
Alakay, thanks for telling me about the music. If something is off, please mention again. And also Motions, I can totally see. Oh, Motions also getting it totally wrong. Not a nice message in the start. It's the best start you could get, I think. Unironically, I really believe so. And I think you not having the wood for houses might have something to do with you making a mill before a lumber camp. And
it shouldn't have been necessary either, right? Just get on it, right? Okay, Motion quick walling against the single scout here.
Like, that's a big issue. Like, while Motions is delayed a lot because of the second mill, he won't have a wood for. Well, he will be able to afford second military building.
Right, so they are coming up at this point, right? And he's now adding a stable as well, so it's gonna be a scout here. But I'm also making a spearman, so he should be able to defend quite easily, I would say.
And Motion's
Again, house though, so that's gonna hurt.
Like, the Chinese bonus is almost nullified here, but still, it was more villagers from the beginning, so he should be ahead resource-wise anyways.
Maybe a decent fight to scout here. Oh. And now she needs to run away. Never mind. Never mind. The first spear, well, the first 2 spears are out at this point, so that should be helpful. Archer range coming off from Alakay, so that's probably gonna be a skirm transition here, because he's not on gold yet.
I think like those archers, if like Motions doesn't get his range out soon, Alakay's archers will wreak havoc in the space. Motion also idling his TC for quite a bit. Like, I really need Capture Age again and a computer that can handle streaming Capture Age at the same time. Because like having information like idle TC time is so nice to have. Always sad you can't see this here.
Okay.
And Alakay is coming into the wood line. And is running back off the spear.
Probably a clever choice. I'd take a fight against the scouts there. It's gonna be. Well, HP wise, I think he's quite close actually. 4 against 3 scouts there.
But
of course, you have the extra damage. Oh, that's gonna be almost another dead village. The scout there. And it's skirms coming out from Alakay now, also having some mild there, I think.
Oh, why skirms though? Like.
Well, he hasn't been a gold yet, right? So he can't really afford it yet. So probably gonna have to just use the superior scout numbers to take effect and then use the skirms against the spears here, I guess. But
tons of TC idle time for Alakay here as well. He had 3 skirmishes queued, but no scout, no villagers for quite some time. Unnecessary, unnecessary by him, but he's still in a good position though. Even though I don't like that, like, Motion's actually making him Alakay chase him instead of Alakay bringing on the pressure to Motion's base. Like, well, okay, but Alakay is reacting. He's also sending another army forward.
There's very little army out at this point from Motions, and he's not really making anything at the moment except well, I guess one scout coming out now.
Very good micro by Alakay here, reacting immediately.
You don't have flashing at the moment. Okay, range coming up now from Motions, but I think that one might be a bit late here.
I love how like 2 scout armies from Alakay Motions on the right side were just standing next to each other for like 20 seconds because both of them were on stand ground.
But yeah, I would say that this is starting to look quite good for Alakay here.
Like 8 to
quite
2 KD with 10 more army. Motions is a terrible position right now.
None of them are on gold yet either, so...
Yeah, but okay, Alakay is still finally going on the gold. I think it was like there was no reason for him to delay gold for so long.
Oh, and the woodland is open, so
Oof.
tower is gonna be denied for that for now. If
This
one village
is
going down.
like GG territory, I think. Like not necessarily right now, but this might be already end the game on promotions. Like denied from wood, denied from gold.
What do you think about motion going for fleshing here, considering that there is no fleshing on the skirmishes from Alakay here? Could it even make sense to just go for second stable instead of going for the range here? Oh, and he gets in on the barriers as well. There is a spear there already, but it should still be one dead village here. And motion just calls it, which I think is fair, to be honest.
And
it's just so far behind on eco. I mean, on army numbers.
It's also perfect timing because I'll get my fish out of the oven in a second. But yeah, so I actually shocked. I really think Motion's like the mega random generation of extra villagers is very strong on Chinese. Motion's biggest mistake was like making the mill on the deer before his slumber camp. I mean, I think he had like seen the water buffaloes, right? He should have like stayed on them for a bit longer, stood on them for a bit. No, stayed on them for a bit longer. Go on wood first, then like his barracks wouldn't have been delayed so much.
Well, it wasn't really a problem, right? But it was more about not having things available at the right times because they went for non-standard build, I would say, and also. If you send 4 villages out to take deer, right, then you have 4 villages making a meal, then they also won't bring in food for quite a while before they actually finish a single deer, right? So it's just basically 4 villages that aren't working, well, not giving you resources for something like 1.5 minutes, I would even say.
Totally.
Because ultimately collect up to 35 food before they drop off anything.
Totally agree. But then again, to be fair, like Mongols with their like option to go up very quickly with their scouting extra line of sight on the scouts. The scout opening can be quite dangerous, but then again. But
at the same time, no boars, right? So he needs to push all the deer here, and that's gonna take some time.
He didn't even push all the deer.
So Alakay will have faster food income, right? But it's not gonna be that quick. And again, scouts, you can always just go for small walls. So.
And Motions actually did that, right? Like his reaction to the scout opening was actually totally fine. I think he didn't even take that much damage, right? He
didn't take any damage eco-wise, but it did take some damage, I would say, army-wise, right? Took quite a few bad fights, I would say, and it also probably a bit too late for him to transition into archery or second stable. Both, I think, would have been fine here. You'd have to just keep on production like a bit more than he did.
Yeah, I agree. So let's check the statistics. 3 to 12 KD. Resource-wise, kinda similar even.
But that's not really a good look for Moses, right? Because he has the Chinese bonus there, and even though Alakay gets in a fair bit more food in time-wise, right? That shouldn't counter the Chinese early momentum here, in my opinion.
And yeah, Alakay, I fully agree. That's also what I think about this. Like, having 10 villagers on a water buffalo as Chinese means you will have a food almost immediately to produce another villager. So you can almost click another villager as soon as you, like, finish Loom in the house. The biggest issue was, like, yeah, I think maybe a bit first game of it, like serious and some nerves, because he also got housed quite a bit, which actually, like he lost his advantage for nothing to a certain degree.
So I guess next game is not going to be a surprise for most people.
One second, okay, I see what you mean. That's fair, but also you guys had a lot of water buffaloes, right? Then it really comes down to scouting. But yeah, I guess it's like it's not necessarily easy. And I think he should just have pushed his deer instead of like milling it.
He also needs scouting, right? Because we actually saw that Alakay actually managed to get 2 of the water buffaloes from oceans here. But still, you started with I think 2 water buffaloes under your TC, and I think you usually go with the first 10, right? Or 9 if you can usually fit, right? Then you probably put 1 on stragglers, I think, just so you get a bit more food, wood out. And you don't need more than 7, or I would usually go with 8, I think, on a Chinese start, right?
And I guess, yeah, maybe you could say it really came down to scouting to a certain degree, and I mean, that's also half a reason why Mongols are great on Make It Random. So, let me guess what we'll see next. Motions has Hideout and Sakatra. Let me guess, is Turks for Motions on Hideout versus maybe Teutons from Alakay? Let's see.
Right on the mark.
Ah, easy game, easy life. Yeah. Oh wait, I don't have overlay. Okay.
I think I need to restart again, probably.
No, it's I pressed escape and
it's getting there.
I'm at 15 seconds. Just tell me when you're at 15 as well. Then I'm gonna enable view log on motions, and I'll be right back.
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
So we have Motion playing Turks on the bottom here, and Alakay playing Teutons on the top. 3 deer on the outside, so that's probably going to be the main focus, I would say, in the start here. Aside from that, so we have a safe stone for, well, somewhat safe stone at least for motions, which could be important if we see a tower rush coming from Alakay here. Which of course with Teutons can be scarily strong at times. I have experienced dying to that more often than I like, to be honest. Most recently yesterday, so... But yeah, not too much gonna happen early on, I think. We see relics are mostly... I'd say relics are favoring Alakay somewhat here. Motions having 1 quite close to his side on the right, and then also 1 on the left edge. Whereas Alakay have 3 quite close by, I would say. Right side should be quite easily wall off with just something like 10-11 tiles of walling off, and on the left side it could be done with something similar, so could be interesting to see if we see a wall off here. So first they're coming in from motions, and Alakay already has 1 Darien. So motions actually only now making the first lumber camp, so a bit later on to wood here. Could be a bit of tighter of a build, I would say. Well, sending 4 on wood now, so probably just going a bit more on the food at the start, and then just countering with going 1 more on the wood afterwards. So, Turks versus Teutons. Teutons, of course, with a really strong siege help push. Late game they also get very strong castles to defend against bomb cannons. I think actually that with a +2 range with Turks you can actually... Yeah, I think you have 1 more race there, but I can't really say for sure.
I'm back. What was the question?
You know, with artillery, can you then kill the Teuton castles with
No, you can't.
No. So basically, you can lock down bigger areas than in late game with Teuton castles than with most other saves then. It could be a key point afterwards.
Or like... actually, I'm not sure.
Because you get 12 plus 2 range, I think, so 14 range, I think, with Turk bomber cannons with full upgrades. And you get it's... Is it 8 plus 2? No. I'm actually not sure what the range would be with the Teutons. Give me a second and see if I can find it.
I have no feeling for range. I think Teuton...
It's +3 range, so +5, so 8 plus 5 is 13, so you have 1 more range, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I didn't know the ranges, but I had in mind that, like, bombard cannons with siege engineers have as much range as a Teuton castle, which would then mean that Turks can actually outrange it.
So the thing is that he can't really sit back as much by his castles, so that could be an interesting point.
I think Turks are a really good pick against Teutons.
But how would you play them though? Because late game I think I would probably favor Teutons here.
I just would open Janissaries and like later in the game I would transition to Hussar and Cav Archers. But yeah, like as soon as the enemy has a couple of siege archers and bomber cans out, it's gonna get harder and harder for a Teuton player. But you can also like Turks also have great options to like fortify their position with bomber towers and so on. And like mostly you need to get the damage in Janissaries.
So we'll probably see a fast cast push from Alakay then, right? And then we can expect I mean, a cast push from Motions. I don't really see anything from Alakay yet. We are at 22 pop already, so it looks like it's gonna be a fast cast for both of them. Both well, double lumber camp already from Motion, so that's gonna be a bit more of an eco approach here.
Like
not on stone yet either.
If Alakay would be an experienced close map player, we would have been up and like in front of Motion's base already to trash him. Like a clone would see this matchup and would say, okay, the Turks can do tons of damage if Janissaries here, and the Teuton's player best option is to delay the Janissary push by trushing. I keep mentioning like unique unit pushes like Janissary push or smash and so on. Like those kind of strategies are the stronger, the less eco is involved in the game. Like Huang Rush as well, which means if you trush the enemy, will delay the Janissary push, which gives you like more villagers in the rise, which means more farms, which means more knights and so on, and just like better options to counter it. Because like Janissaries are so oppressive, because it's you can't really cost effectively fight them in Castle Age. It's very, very hard to do. Even if you go for crossbows or something, they can just add mangonels as well, which is like it's really hard with them to deal with. So you need.
You do see a quite early uptime there though from Alakay, making. Remembering the house race, but going up with 24 in pop here, making barracks on the way up. So I think that's gonna be scouts just for map presence.
No, yeah,
on the way up.
But it's still like.
It's gonna be a fast castle, but scouts to maybe take relics with here, I think.
Like Alakay is good with build orders. I have to say, like he has very tight builds. Like he's able to. His builds are clean enough that he can pick up to Castle Age very early and still get scouts out and doesn't have idle time and so on. Not sure if it's always the best thing.
Not sure how. He's kind of like a bit of food here, I think.
No, he's gonna force drop berries, farms, and sheep. Then he's gonna be fine.
He already has some quite a bit of idle time though, so now he's up. That was probably a good 15-20 seconds of idle time, I think. So not the best build he's had, I think.
Yeah, I've seen better builds from him than this.
But he's not on stone, and he has already a stable up. Motions on the header is not on stone yet, and that looks like a market blacksmith. So
yeah,
I wonder if we'll see more of an eco approach here, if he's gonna go heavy on stone soon.
That's a bit strange that he's not on stone yet, right? No,
okay, he's standing on the stone now, so it's gonna be just going on to it now with quite a few villagers.
I actually am not. Well, I'm not sure how much I should spoil strategy-wise. I would have approached this game differently than Motions. Like I would have chosen a different build or strategy, but I can't spoil it sadly.
Okay, and Motion taking a scout fight here.
Like this is always better for Alakay, because Motions will get a light cav and Motions could kill a scout in a castle. So getting 50-50 here is great for him. Yeah, and he wins it.
There's gonna be no scouting from Motions here at the moment. Now 9 on stones. I'm expecting that's gonna be okay. Bloodlight is actually coming out from Okay, so this might be quite heavy pressure here. Not gonna finish that well in time because if he's gonna get snatched out. Adding a second TC here.
I mean, I guess he expects the Janissaries and wants to prepare knights. Yeah.
But why would you ever go Bloodlines before you make the knights there?
I think the idea is to like have bloodlines before you reach Castle Edge, so you don't have idle stable time, basically.
But wouldn't that usually just hurt your early economy, right? Because you can't even afford Bozo at the moment.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, I'll say that I'm not the biggest fan of going Bloodlines here, because I think it just hurts your eco too much and it doesn't give enough of a benefit if you only have, well, basically one full HP scout out and nothing like that yet. Probably delay it to get the eco upgrades first and then add it later on, I think.
Alakay now scouting for stone or for a castle. Doesn't see anything yet. And motion.
No loom at the moment from motion, so I expect it to be in his base, yeah.
He has also, he basically has no information about Alakay's base, but if he would have went forward to drop the castle, he would have lost the game.
What do you think it would have been? What do you think about if Alakay just stonewall the sides here?
Not worth it. Janissaries will push through those walls kind of quickly. Well, to be fair, the sides are very easy to wall. Yeah, I guess it would actually be good with like that easy from wall off. You would invest 100 stone and does double or triple stair. Oh yeah, and he's actually going for it.
Beautiful, beautiful. I really like that because that's gonna force Motion to walk all the way around here, and of course, he is falling a bit further behind in eco all the while here.
I think
Motion now coming up for Motion as well.
No. Does Alakay has does he have knights out? How many knights does he have?
I can't say I see a single one at the moment.
Like what? Okay, then the bloodlines are really troll. Yes, for military. I wanted to say I would have liked the stone walls a bit more forward. But he doesn't have army to like secure that villager, so I guess it's fine actually.
That's one. I'm wondering whether or not Motion will manage see that the relics. Oh, he doesn't have scout relic at the moment, so he won't see that the relic being picked up here. But he does see that the second relic got picked up by Alakay now, though. So. And Alakay is actually walking all the way around the map to get the relic in from the bottom.
Same thing I did to Benny in our hideout game. There, like Alakay didn't wall off the side in time, so Motion's Janissaries will just walk fast without like losing too much time. Kinda sad.
And we still have no army production from Alakay here. This could quite quickly become quite dangerous.
Now he's rushing up like market, and he's also heavily on stone. Like, is he going? Like, I'm so confused. If he would want to go for guard tower defense, he shouldn't have gotten bloodlines. But yeah, he's going for guard tower defense, right?
I like that.
Well, if he
gets it up in time, actually.
Or like tower defense amongst it is okay, which is actually fine. That's totally fine. He needs a tower to...
One conversion, tower is up, but loses 2 monks on the other hand, so...
But like, we can in theory just jump in and out of the towers if his monks and defend that.
I will...
But still like to see a university, so he can upgrade the towers. He can afford
Indeed. Of course, that gold mine is never gonna be safe in this game. Needs the castle up, or at least needs to put more towers down. And the monk from Alakay is in grave danger, I think is a fair way to put it.
And he's dead. Goodbye, old man. Alakay is in full panic mode here. Like, I'm so confused. Like, it was so obvious
Three
that
wishes
this
down.
will happen. Like, the motions to go for the strategy. There's nothing he should be, like, panicking about. He has, like, he had 20 minutes to think about how he will react to this.
Yeah, I think guard tires are the next logical choice here, right?
I think Alakay shouldn't have needed to go for them, but from this position it's the right play.
So at the moment it looks like we will see... Well, could actually only be a single relic here, I think, from... well, 2 relics it should be from to Alakay here, depending on whether or not motions
Why
will
is
find the
Alakay
others.
not garrising more villagers in the tower? He's students, for fuck's sake. You can out-damage
yeah.
the repair villager. Send in more villagers in the... Oh my goodness, he's trolling. He's... What the fuck, man? Just send in 10 villagers and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna two-shot the Magnus.
Basically, yes. We're not even seeing any university up here either, so this...
And
He's gonna go for castle here. Oh, that's...
And Alakay is complaining about not having gold, but he has 1,100 wood, and the wood price is still fine, but just sell. He's not garrisoning villagers. I'm so tilted. This is so bad. My goodness.
And now I realize this. Now he suddenly has 7 in there, but now there's 3 Magnus here.
Oh my.
Oh. The village counts are getting quite equal now. Castle will probably be up here, but this hurt a lot more than it should have.
I'm actually tilted. Alakay, you had...
1 Magnus goes down.
You had 20 minutes to think about how you will react.
And you're still not gonna gold here, right? That gold can always be ranged still. Oh, yeah.
But at least he got bloodlines, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah. And now Motions is sending villages forward. I'm wondering if we'll see somewhat faster team behind this as well.
Yeah, for Motions the right play would be to go faster behind this, which he's gonna do. With a forward castle and then finish off Alakay.
I think it would even make sense just to idle everything here, just abuse the market slightly, and if he has a market, and then...
Yeah, like after Wheelbarrow, I think he can just abuse the market to pick up. He has enough eco for what he wants to do. And then like bombard cannons, traps, and even a stable to add in a couple hussars with the Janissaries, and there won't be anything Alakay can do. He doesn't stall the game for a long time.
Yeah, Alakay do... Well, I mean, what's the upgrade called? Do they cover siege here? Or was it? He got redemption, yes. Alakay got redemption. And sanctity. I think he's going for a monk defense here. That's not gonna work though.
Not if... well, if he has like 20 monks, yes, but like this, there's too many Janissaries behind, I think.
Oh, trying to all off on the top now, but that's gonna be caught in time by a couple Janissaries here.
I realize like Turks are a hard matchup for humans, but Alakay had more options to win this game, but he refused. He was like, no, I'm not a clown. I refuse to play a close map properly, and that's gonna troll.
Basically what happened, yes. And now of course, the Village Count is just 8 different here, and we have a castle up in the front of the base, and Alakay is nowhere not close to be clicking up here.
I would also like Motions to actually add a stable. It's kind of expensive because he needs a barracks first, but a stable and then adding a couple light cav, which will be will be transformed into hussars, even an imp. It's a lot of value and mobility for little investment. And then he can be annoying in more places even. And even without it, he's... Alakay
second mark is coming up from Alakay here, so... Yeah, I think I might even just call it in this position, to be honest.
I'm actually kind of sad because Alakay had the tools to win this. He just refused to use them.
Just a bit too slow and a few weird decisions here, right? Especially Blood, I think, needs to be criticized. Okay, Alakay is up at the moment, but yeah, he realizes this is done.
And also, like, Alakay saving to go up to Imp at this point, just plainly not good. Like, as soon as he sees the Castle Foundation for motions here, he should assume that motions is has clicked up or will click up in a moment. Which would mean that Alakay, like, probably can't win the trap fight. He doesn't have 2 castles up, because Turks, Bombard Cannons out immediately. So the right play for Alakay from that position would have been to go full Castle Age. Which also, full Castle Age. Prepare like 10, 12 rams and a lot of knights. Try to snipe the Mangles with the knights, so you engage with rams on the castle and pray for passage.
Yeah, but the issue here is that he doesn't have gold access, right?
Yeah,
if you look at the top, there's not a single gold there. He needed to at least secure one of the golds to be able to do anything about that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the lack of gold really hurts him here. He would have had to abuse this market there.
Wouldn't that be sustainable for a long time, I think.
Alakay
At the same time, I think we have...
Alakay said his idea was to boom and defend the castle. The issue is that the castle is not protecting your entire base, right?
I think actually just the guard tower defense makes a lot more sense than the castle here, because you know you're playing as students. It won't hurt your eco anywhere as much, and you protect larger part of your eco. You still can garrison enough village that you can't really push your siege either at that point.
Example, I think there was no reason for him to go defensive towers and feudal age. Would delay his eco for no good reason. If he would have like he could have went FC and then prepare guard towers earlier, then he would also have been totally fine, honestly. I think the best play for him would have been Trush. If not that, like guard tower defense can be done, or even just prepare. Actually, or what he did, prepare a couple monks of sanctity for the first couple janissaries and then start adding knights. But the knight option is not that great as students, because the lack of husbandry really hurts you against janissaries. Gonna eat 1 or 2 additional volleys before you reach.
I do actually think that maybe walling off one side could have been the big play to just buy a bit more time and then see what happens there.
I think that would have been a really good play, but I also can see that's maybe not something you think about it immediately or that you realize in time. But like from our position, if you see that it's that easy to wall off, that's a very good play. Either Motions has to use a lot of time to break through, and then you can just layer again, or he has to go around, which will give you tons of extra time.
It also basically secures a couple of relics for him as well, so...
But yeah, like I think Alakay could have done a lot more, but also Motions it well, he knows how to execute his push. And Alakay didn't really try to stop him.
Alakay needs to practice a bit more clownry, right?
Alakay said he was expecting the Turk pick on Socotra. I think he's trolling. Like, what's going on in the mind of Arabia players? I will never understand. I
guess I can't classify myself as an Arabia player then, so but yeah, I don't really get that myself. There's a lot of... I wouldn't expect Turks on Socotra when you have the option to use them here. So
Emotion said in practice games of Alakay he picked Turks on Socotra, which I am like if I see a hideout on Socotra, I would assume in Alakay's position he would still pick the Turks and hideout. And Socotra, you have better options here, like Spanish. Actually, everything you have is better on Socotra. The Turks are really good as soon as you reach Castle Age.
Yep. So that's gonna be an equal series now. So I guess to jump into game for me, I don't think there's much to say about the statistics here.
Yeah, I already like close to statistics. Didn't even want to look at it, and also I forgot that I wanted to guess what civs they're gonna pick for the next game, for Arabia game. So I got spoiled already.
I have not checked, but I would probably guess Lithuanians for motions, and okay, we can just quickly check the civs there. Could it just be Britons, maybe from Alakay here?
You are 50% right. Lithuanians, promotions,
And Bulgarians. Ah,
Okay.
interesting.
I like Lithuanians more, but I think Bulgarians can do a lot here with 19 pop man-at-arms, or maybe even 19 pop man-at-arms in the towers. Yeah, I actually think man-at-arms and skirmishers maybe, or man-at-arms and archers might be kind of decent against Lithuanians, depending on the map. Yeah, I'm at 10 seconds.
Yeah, same here, so ready when you are.
1, 2, 3, go.
I'm just wondering if you will see something like men-at-arms into scouts there. Of course, you can see a very early uptime maybe from motion playing Lithuanians, or just something a bit off standard, right? You don't need to play really fast scouts. You can also just play very quickly men-at-arms into one range forward or something similar, right? Especially if it feels that you might be not that you might be the weaker player on this map. Yeah, Alakay forward, we're aiming to sheep already.
Ooh. Yeah, motion's
Motion's always
the same.
There is this boar over there, well, a rhino that could be in danger.
But Alakay also looking for motion spore. Like both of them might find each other. And Alakay's going to the lane.
Ooh. That's a brave one to take though. That's gonna be quite a distance.
And
and Motions does see it running.
yes, but I don't think he realized because he hasn't sent his scout back yet. Now he reacted.
Ah, he realizes.
And now it's terrible for Alakay because
oh, and it just Motion just passes by Alakay's lane goats there, so that's gonna be at least 2 goals. And he's not running in the right direction here.
He's missing Alakay. I wanted to say like his scout is already running to the right direction, but he's gonna miss the scout by far. Which I think he is giving Alakay too much credit here. He ran like he thought that Alakay will take a long route to bait him, but Alakay just went for the most straightforward route.
That's gonna be him down 1 rhino and also 2 sheep here, so that's 600 food down, right? I wonder if he's just gonna go for tricking the hysteria here, but they are quite. Oh, there's a full screen away, right?
Oh, never mind. Like, Motions doesn't see Alakay space, so he just assumed that Alakay space is on the right side, because like, it makes sense if that.
Well, he does see one secondary gold and a secondary stone there, so he shouldn't know where approximately where his space is.
Yeah, I agree. Like in theory, he should have realized, but in the heat of the moment, he just assumed, okay, his backboard and like the north east got lamed so early, so Alakay's probably in the northeast as well.
That could be. But yeah, I really don't like the full situation here from Motions.
Then again, he's Lithuanian, so I think.
Look at the barracks. Look at the barracks where he's making here.
Oh my goodness! He still thinks Alakay is in that corner.
Okay, yes. Well, he's at least found the scout of Alakay here, and he's probably gonna realize exactly where he needs to go there. Coming from the right mouth, right?
Alakay, like trying every trick in the book to cheese a win for Motions. What a tryhard man. I'm fully agree with Motions here. Oh my goodness, Motions, don't do it!
Okay. Just in time, but did take a few additional hits and are now also housed. So, and idle villagers under this DC. Could this become something like a Drush FC here? Because I don't really see a way for Motions to have the feudal click feudal here.
Oh. I don't. Well, I think his map is actually decent to go FC. Like his woodlines are not bad. He could do it if he wants to. But he,
well, what other options does he have though? That's my thing, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, he would have to like wall off. He has to start walling off now. He wants to go FC behind this, I think. And he didn't start.
It just feels like Alakay is just so far ahead at the moment. He does. Just find the
delaying
really making the barrack here,
yeah,
but that's gonna be a dead scout if he's not careful.
And
Which also just hurts the militia, right?
like Alakay will click up to feudal soon, and he will have men-at-arms really quickly, and those will wreak havoc in motion space. Like motions. If he does
There is a low HP villager there. Let's see.
Oh, Alakay.
That should be that villager.
Ah, good block with a scout. He's
Oh,
fine.
good luck, good luck.
No,
and the
Alakay.
villager stops. Oh.
No. Oh, what a.
Oh, dead.
Alakay is trolling again, like in hideout. He's
And motions is once again housed, so yeah. So that's soon gonna be a dead scout. Then we'll don't have a single man-at-arms on the way from Alakay though.
Yeah,
so
what's
that's
going
not
on?
great.
Like there was no reason for him to like delay his militia for so long. It's kind of awkward.
Okay, he's making them now at least. So. In motions.
He still.
That's 7 farms up and still not fully click up. He could cancel that village and click up.
Yeah, he's just
yeah.
let it come and then force drop. I think it's kind of okay. This uptime, like it depends a lot on how much damage him and arms will get in.
Shouldn't be that bad, I think, but oh god, I hate that money camp promotions.
Also, I think Alakay should have like went forward to make the archery range a bit earlier. Like that's really a lot about timings. He didn't use his timings very well so far.
I agree.
Also,
Okay,
like,
what do you think about the motion money camp pair on the top?
Terrible.
Thank you. What the hell is that? Dude?
And also, like, if those men-at-arms, if Alakay would have started producing those men-at-arms a little bit earlier, he might have been in motion space before he had like a small walls up.
Still, it's just gonna be really. It's gonna be quite easy to deal with it in some ways, right? But it also, it's a lot of small walls to be made here. Let's see, 21 small walls, and I think they cost 3 wood now, so that's 69 wood at the moment. That's actually a very nice number.
And there are the archers for Alakay. Oh, he didn't have a gold. Yeah, I think motions rush like
it did enough apparently.
Yeah, it caused enough distraction for him to recover. Like I think if Alakay would have played this properly without like any distraction, he would have had like archers out a long time ago, and motions would have been maybe dead already.
And he's still gonna have even more idle time, I think, even just because of that too. Let's see if he's gonna go in with the militia. Alakay is on top of it though, so. Oh, men-at-arms got into the barriers and have driven motions off. Of course, he does have a decent free code just because of the farms out.
Well, the first farms will.
Oh yeah, they're all running low at the moment.
How's it called when a farm runs out? I forgot. Is a term for it?
I want to say DK, but I don't think that's the right one.
Yeah, okay. There will be some issues as those farms are very low on food already, and that will be very expensive on food. Motions.
I'm wondering whether or not it might make sense for Alakay to even add in more men-at-arms here, if he has a decent archer numbers behind.
I think we'll add a fleet, motion says. I think adding a lot of men-at-arms here and then archers would be an option, but no. But I think the skirmishers from Lithuanians are too annoying, right? It's too easy to snipe your archers then, in that case.
Yeah, good. Yeah, true.
I'm not even that sure. I think in theory Alakay could also just try to like distract motions a bit and click up Carthage behind it. Not sure how much more damage he should do in Feudal Age here.
At the moment, I think really like the look of Alakay's eco compared to motions here. Because Just a difference, the farm amount, right? And I think also that the Alakay got the farm upgrade here.
Mm-hmm.
No, he did not actually. It does not have a horse color. He has the first lumber though. So.
At least he's getting wheelbarrow. So that's something.
Ooh, Motions is actually investing heavily into Fiddle here because he got both, well, both first armor on skirms as well as Jester getting both eco upgrades now. So.
And Alakay thinks he's fully vault, but Motions can actually just run in here. Beneath the woodline.
That's kind of been an unpleasant surprise if he realizes.
Okay, noticed. That's good. I'm not the biggest fan of how Alakay approached this game. I'm thinking Charms versus Motions, I think. With Charms and Bulgarians. How he approached the game with heavy fuel pressure, abusing the cheap blacksmith upgrades and quick quickness upgrades and so on. And overwhelming Motions like that. I think that's so Alakay should have approached this game, but then again he's so ahead with the lane that he will be in a fine position anyways.
Okay, do pick up 2 archers here with his skirms there, so it's a decent one. And yeah, I do think Alakay will be fine here, right? He should be able to click up a fair bit faster than Motions at this point with a better food eco and not really clicks up now, yeah.
Now also, it's a bit awkward for Motions that he went for double archery range. I'm not sure if that's a play against Bulgarians.
But what will Alakay strategically? Will we see a stable follow-up here? Stable is coming up now,
yeah,
so...
I think that would be his play. To just add a stable, couple knights, and if the Lithuanian player is going pike defense, you add in long swords. And scorpions, maybe. I think just knight siege push with option to add longswords if needed, basically.
We'll look at the eco balance from Motions here. 670 gold at the moment and 500 food. Making the market here probably just gonna buy himself straight up here.
What's the score again? 1-1, right?
1-1, yeah.
I kinda expect Alakay to win from this position.
I would too as well. I see a stable coming in now from Motions as well. I clicked up here. Can it be cow archers from Motions here?
Oh, okay, that's something I like, yeah. That could...
You do get most upgrades, right? I think you're only lacking Parthian, so...
I think Bulgarian Cav archers are also good though.
Yeah, I think they're quite equal, right? Might be... Let's quick check. You're lacking last armor, but aside from that they get everything, so should be, well, equal in all aspects basically.
And Alakay is up, there should be knights, both stables being produced, very nice. And also, he's very low on wood, which is mostly because he didn't get horse collar and a couple of farms fell out, I guess.
He's gonna be double stable from Emotions as well, so he's just gonna match it here.
But
I really don't like the double ratios then, if he's just even still gonna just fully switch here.
Yeah, fully agree. I think it was his nerfs. He expected Alakay to go heavy feudal pressure, and that didn't happen.
But wouldn't you expect Alakay to then just add more stables then, right? Oh, I mean, I wouldn't really try to match it that heavily, right? Would much rather just wall off here then, I think. Just to make a defensive tower if needed be. Because it feels like you can never really match up that well in Feudal Age with that start you had.
I think Alakay had too many farms. He's so much food over, but he's kind of struggling with food and gold.
He doesn't have a market to balance his eco either, right?
But yeah, like I think adding a lot of knights here and then yeah, and then maybe booming behind or putting on like adding pressure with siege would be good.
Double monastery here from Motions, and even getting further, I think it is.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely fine. Like the Lithuanian monasteries work very quickly as a team bonus, and so Alakay is through already. That's a bit earlier
so
than
how-
what it would like.
Okay, the first monk is not gonna be out, so that could be a quite early conversion here. I think motions is fine here.
I think Alakay should get a market. And want to see pressure from Alakay would be deadly here, and then adding a couple scouts to snipe the monks. And like rushing the +2 armor on the knights so he can let them seize in a good way.
It's gonna be another conversion here, I think. Ooh, that's really unlucky for motions actually. Not the best conversion luck here for motions, and he is actually losing a few villagers here.
Alakay
the wood completely.
Is finally adding his market, but he's getting attacked first.
What?
Kind of fine against monks, because then if a unit of yours gets converted, you want to kill it, be able to kill it quickly. But yeah.
I would really like to just have 5 or 6 scourges in, but I guess it is with his eco balance. Well, he actually has decent wood now, so...
Oh, he has +2 already. Never mind. Yeah, sorry. Okay, it was a converted knight. Motions are clicked. That had +1. Okay, so I think you can actually sell 100 stone here, okay. You would still be able to like add 2 more TCs then, and
another conversion coming in here. 2 conversions even coming from motions here. That's gonna help.
We would have liked if Alakay adds a couple light cafe.
Ooh, the TC though, the TC.
Oh my goodness, this.
Will Alakay see it though? He sees it.
No, that's not in time.
He should see it. Oh, not in time. Oh, that could have been so much damage. He can't really stay under it since he already has fletching, right? And another monk coming in here. And that's another conversion, and a full HP scout even. I mean, knights. Losing a monk for another hand though. Might even lose another one here.
Oh my goodness, so many monks by like a 3 HP knight. Oh, okay. So.
That's 3 monks down.
In fact, motions is not even dead behind, right? He's only two villagers behind. Like his eco's getting idled a lot. That's the biggest issue. But Alakay is not like doing the best job at dealing with the monk defense.
This is why I think that just having 5 or 6 scourges could be so very valuable here. You do see a third stable on the front now coming up as well.
I think you're right. I wasn't the biggest fan about at first, but with Bulgarians and with like the cheap like upgrades, it's kind of easy to take into Cav archers kind of quickly, and I think it would have been good play here. Like, even though I think I would have added light Cav to deal with monks.
Yeah, that could also work. Yeah.
Alakay now adding Sancti C behind this. And he's collecting relics behind this. I started collecting relics behind this, which is very important against Lithuanians.
He already has... We're getting the first one in at the moment. Then we have 3 quite close by, I would say, so... That should be quite nice for Alakay here. He's already having the second one. Where's the last relic, actually?
2 in each, like in the south and west corner, 1 each. And then 1 close to motion space.
Ah, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, let's see how many conversions he's gonna get there.
I couldn't count.
I think it was 2 from my...
This fight
2 more monks coming in as well.
This fight is actually not great for Alakay. With that many conversions, it's actually it's such a bad fight for him. Like, he will win anyways, but he's gonna lose much more than he would have wanted.
Well, it's not too bad, right? Well, that's probably gonna be another conversion here. Let's see.
Oh, no conversion. That's
conversion.
Unlucky. What the fuck? Okay.
Now it's also gonna get probably 3 or 4 villages here even. Only. Oh, he calls it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with not getting enough conversions here and not having an army of his own, that makes sense.
In fact, eco-wise, Motions was not really behind. Just like his eco balance was totally off with 1k wood. But imagine if he had like 10 more farms. I think he would have been totally fine position. Just the night raids here were a bit annoying. He had like 3 more monks earlier. Or like would
Do you think the motion is overextended there in the middle?
Yes, yes.
If it just stays behind, right?
I didn't understand why he moved out like this. I think he could have like kept his monks at his base and like sent those knights out to try to raid Alakay to just be annoying, to distract him. But he kinda overextended and got punished very badly for that. But Motions was not in a terrible position. He was totally still in the game. He could still have won this game.
I think I would have preferred Alakay's position anyways, right? Just because of map control. But he was all equal in village basic, right? And I think he should know that just because of how much production Alakay had, that his eco would be far ahead of him anyways, right? But when he overextended like that, loses his entire army as well as quite a few monks there. I think it basically throws a snowball that can never stop at this point.
Yeah, I think it was a very intense game. I didn't agree with like some decisions of Alakay, but he made it work anyways. I think Motion's biggest issue were his nerfs. Like he didn't.
Well, it's also this thing to counter or getting lamed like that as well, right? He's then too cheap as well as a boar here, and even though you're Lithuanian, it's gonna hurt a fair bit.
I guess it goes back to like less efficient scouting maybe to a certain degree, but also like he didn't read properly where Alakay would run with lane and so on. But yeah. I think like Motions did well by even like staying that relevant in the game actually, and if he didn't overextend, this game could have like been turned around anyways. Even though Alakay is the clear favorite here, with his eco being not disturbed ever basically.
Okay, so now he also has gotten in the eco upgrades, I think. Yeah. He's gotten in Wheelbarrow, the first farm upgrade, as well as Boso at this point, so his eco is looking quite good, I would say.
Oh yeah, Wheelbarrow was a big thing, yeah. Motions didn't have that.
Also not having the first gold upgrade either, so that hurts a little bit.
Yeah, Alakay's eco was a lot better overall, but then again yeah, but then again 12 conversions on knights, that's quite a lot.
We also made a lot of monks though, so I think he lost too many monks for this to be that successful, right?
Rumpel asks if monks plus pikes would work in motion situation. I
think it's too easy switch, right, for into either skirms or couches for Alakay then.
Well, if Alakay adds Cav Archers, Motions can add a couple Scorpions.
But he will still have the initial mouse of Knights, right?
I think it works as long as Motions like can close off his space well. As soon as Alakay breaks into the space somewhere with Knights, the lack of mobility will be a big issue. It kind of depends also on the layout and where the resources are. I don't think it's a terrible idea though, especially with like Lithuanian faster pikes. It could work to a certain degree.
But do you think that it's not gonna be something, as much as they felt behind in this game, right? It's not gonna be something that you can ever push with, right? So it's just gonna be a way to keep yourself alive longer. So
next game is gonna be Socatra. For Alakay it should be Berbers, I guess, and Motions I think Spanish would work very well, and also Malay.
But what do you play as the Spanish then?
Towers.
A straight tower rush? Yeah, it could work. But I would also expect that to play against Berbers, right? And I think village fighting might be something that's gonna happen then, right?
But
I'm sure if you be following the Masters of Socotra.
a little bit, not too much.
And you have maybe seen the player Magogu, right?
Yes.
He's been. I wonder if we'll see some inspiration taken from Alakay from him today.
Yeah, Berbers are like a top tier Civ at Socotra, no doubt about that. But like so I expect Alakay to pick those. For motions, I still think he also really likes unique gunpowder units, and so I feel like he will try to tower rush into Kongs. Or he will cheese with Malay super quick up and then towers, I would expect. So let's see.
And the other civs he has available would be Khmer and Aztecs. Don't think he would play Khmer, but at Aztecs maybe.
Aztecs would be possible as well, with Great Wind Arms opening, but I think... and then maybe Monk Rush afterwards, yeah? That would work?
Has to be a Monk Rush basically, right?
But I still would bet on Spanish. Let's see. It's Aztecs versus Berbers. Okay.
Beautiful for me. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm into the game now. And I'm at 10 seconds.
Okay, I'm at 11.
Ready when you are then?
1, 2, 3. So both of them run forward to lane immediately, as should be done. But Diaz are actually super close, so like...
That's gonna be interesting.
With a big advantage for Berbers there though. With like villager fighting for the Diaz will be very effective for Alakay. Alakay getting his
I'm wondering where Alakay's Sky is going at the moment.
Well, he was luring his sword at the moment, he wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Terrible. And Motion's losing some HP
Oh.
with Eagle already.
Still not gonna be enough for... Motion's already thinking they will shoot forward as well.
Yeah, Motion's killing the deer. Alakay sending 2 villagers forward to do the same. Honestly, just will it at this point, and then you're still gonna be fine for the deer being all at the same place.
Both have gotten their boards in at this point.
Oh, Alakay has, both of them have Loom, but Motions has his eagle there, so Alakay has to run. Motion's blocking the villager with his eagle.
If you shouldn't be able to get a kill there, I think. You can just...
Yeah.
That's the reclick everything, but
survives with 6 HP. Like, one more hit from both eagle and villager would have been that. No, actually.
I think it's...
No, not. Would have survived 1 HP then, never mind.
Okay, so... Well, nobody's gonna have deer here, so... Let's see what happens. I'd like to see barriers being walled in here. Motion have not even found any barriers there yet, so...
Yeah, I was about to say, if I'm Alakay here, I would mill the deer, more in the middle though, and like just chop stagnant trees before I go on wood.
He's gonna mill the deer now, so he's thinking similar to you.
Yeah, but I would have liked a more aggressive mill. I never thought I would mention aggressive mills ever, but that's a cut for you, I guess.
Motions is now gonna start walling in the barriers here. Motions is sending 5 villages forward here. But that's gonna be quite a bit of damage taken on the Motions Eagle here.
Alakay no spots, villagers taking the deer.
I can't really do anything with him that close, right?
Does it make sense for Alakay to be on sheep here? Or should he have sent more villagers on deer?
I think... Well, he has 2 villages in the queue, I think maybe sending more.
Yeah.
And also something that doesn't make sense at all is taking 1 village on every single different auspice here. That makes absolutely no sense.
Yep.
Always put the most on a single thing, because all of them decay at the same rate, no matter how many villages you have on it, right? So if you can finish off a corpse before you start the next one, that's always going to be the most effective way of doing it.
Big villager fight coming in here. I have no idea who's gonna win. Like, Berber should have advantage, right? Easier to microwave. And first,
It's gonna be the first. But I think there's more from motions there. Well, similar numbers actually. More similar at least. Oh, that's gonna be the dead scout there.
Oof.
I would actually really like to see some something more reach for. Ah, yes, nice, nice.
Yeah, I think he should have done that earlier, and I think he should have placed his mill where motion's mill is right now. With Berbers, you have the advantage with villager find. Just go forward and get all.
Yeah, but I don't think motions can take theirs anymore at this point.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Alakay should have made his mill in the beginning where motion's mill is because he.
Motions is sending the boys there.
But like Alakay is still fine, right? Like he can just run so easily.
And TC, I think that might be
She's stealing a sheep and no, right? Didn't. And the villagers sharing the ostrich.
Very nice. Okay, that should be another dead villager here.
Got micro by Alakay. Good luck.
But still, even though he's killed the 2 villagers here, it's still... Actually, never mind, I didn't see that correctly. He's 2 villagers ahead, never mind.
Like, this is such a mess, this is beautiful. This is what I want to see in Sakura. And Alakay is trying to go for... Oh my god, this could be huge if he goes for wall off in time. He fails. But if he falls in the motion villagers here, it's game over already.
Okay, that's gonna be 1 dead villager, 2 dead villagers from Alakay now, but he needs to kill that villager. Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Like, his micro was a bit worse though. He was still distracted by trying to pull off a masterpiece. No, finishing.
Should get another villager there. Should maybe get 3 earth. Oh, never mind.
Very similar KD though still. 5 to 4. Both was a similar amount. Oh my god, underneath Alakay's TC. But his villager's faster, right? He's just gonna run away. Motion's gonna lose villagers here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
And
still, Alakay is not gonna have access to his berries though. And Alakay is also housed, and I think Emotion is gonna be housed in a second as well, probably. Oh yes, he is.
Yeah, he's gonna lose another villager. He's gonna be fine. Unless, oh no, good quick.
Ooh, nice quick walls. Should just wall it in though, so.
Yeah, and Alakay can just tear down this palisades quite quickly, especially with the hill bonus, taking from the top. And make some
true. They actually run into villager here. Nice try again, but I think that's gonna be a dead villager.
Yeah, it's too hard against the quick Berber villagers. I really like Alakay's position here.
I think I would like to see him actually go forward once again with a fresh batch of healthy villagers on the berries though. That's actually allocating a scout to those berries. He hasn't. Oh, he should know where they are though. There's only 2 spots they could be, and he's most likely gonna be on the top there.
He sent 7 villagers and berries, but he doesn't have a wood to make a mill there, so not sure what his plan is.
Shouldn't be too far off, I would say. He has 8 on the wood at the moment. Well, 11 if 12 even.
This is the type of player who will complain about a Benny mill, and he's long distance farming berries, gathering berries.
This point I would say that Motions isn't looking that bad, right? Full access to his berries, has farms set up as well, right? We'll still say that Alakay is in a good spot, but it's not really a big difference at this point. I think Motions deserve to lose the villager on this berries, though, considering that they sent 2 low HP villagers there. 1 with 4 HP and one with 9 HP.
Sadly it won't happen. Because
I don't think so either.
I'm wondering what Alakay should go for here, right? He's gonna... like...
I think I would say Can be false calls from both of them, right?
But like as unit, I think like usually like 1TC Berber Knight spam is insane, but against Aztecs, I'm not sure if you want to do that. Maybe like FC Castle drop Camel Archers? Not even sure. That hill?
Oh, the hill is gonna decide a lot, right? You have 3 gold spots on it as well, so...
Yeah, I guess getting a castle up on the hill, then going Camel Archers and Light Cav behind might be a good play here. Or even just a castle drop into fast imp and traps.
Could be interesting. Okay, Motions, I mean, Alakay is apparently nervous for something here, belonging in his mining camp.
But then again, the eagle switch from motions might be dangerous. I'm really curious how they'll play this, because I'm really not sure what the best play is.
Motion is actually still open at the top here. Might actually be open the entire game, I think.
Like, that happens so easily on Sakatra, I know the feeling.
I need to check, right? Not 18 at the list, so...
Sadly.
I need a monk.
Do both of you just gonna have the exact same time after Field Lecture?
That's quite
And
interesting.
how's the resources look? I think I actually like Alakay's resources slightly more, a bit less gold, but more food. Oh, actually, never mind.
More wood for Alakay though, for the buildings. Motions might not be able to afford both buildings immediately.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, he's going up with an archery range. Okay. Interesting. Let's see.
Ranged blacksmith. Crossbows will at least deal well with monks, right? Usually. If you have decent mouse at least. I don't see it being anything else than a monk buff from motions at this point. But still, sieges are gonna be dangerous. I think it's a fair way to put it.
Maybe crossbows into camel archers.
Alakay is up, and yeah, blacksmith is being forced up now by motions, who's gonna have the resource to click up in a second.
So some inefficiencies here for motions, mostly due to him being a lower villager count in Alakay, but still surprisingly similar uptime for both of them here. I guess it's also like the Aztec eco bonus having some impact.
Motions now having patched the hole at the top, so it's fully walled. Of course, with such a big wall, there's always gonna be difficult to. Kibar's coming up now for motion, so it might be eagle play at Dendo actually.
Yeah, he's getting melee armor as well, so eagles for motions and crossbows for Alakay.
I would really like to play Aztecs in this position, gotta admit.
I guess maybe crossbows and knights for Alakay. Against eagles, you don't need too many upgrades on your knights.
That's true. That's true. It needs to be spotted, right? And if he's expecting just full Aztec Mokro share. But yeah, Alakay needs to be more walled here soon.
And Alakay is adding a stable, so it might actually be crossbows and knights here for him.
Yeah, but is he gonna have numbers in time though? I see a third barracks coming up now, and eagles already being produced here.
He could just sell his stone and use... Ah no, he doesn't for market, he's adding to C. Like there's no way he can afford all this. Like adding like 2 to C production, crossbow production, knight production. That's like, he will idle some of that.
This is being too greedy in my opinion. And he should now be able to see the Eagle Scout with a +1 armor on it.
Honestly, after the hideout game, I wouldn't have been surprised if Alakay would have gotten bloodlines and then would have went full crossbows. Okay, so +1 defense on a knight out here. Yeah, which is the right
And-
play. Like the Eagles in Eagles
so.
against Knights, the Eagles want the tank first, and the Knights want the armor first. So Alakay had the
Okay.
right idea
It's
here.
gonna be a decent start here at least on the attack. Monster now up from motions.
I think Alakay should have sniped low Eagle here as well. I'm really not sure what he wanted to do with the archers. So confused. There's 5 archers still fletching and doing nothing anymore. I guess it like scares away motions from adding beers, maybe? Alakay?
Yeah,
Are you still here?
probably true.
What was the idea behind the archer play?
Well, it could just be in case he went for monk strat, but I doesn't think it makes too much sense.
Okay, Alakay said he thought motions would be open, so he wanted to like archer rush him while he's going up to Castle Age.
I think it's fair to say that motion likes his walls there, so
A true clown. Very respectable.
second monster coming up as well, so this can be full 1 TC per sure, I think. Still,
I'm
Igor is not good.
not sure which position I like more. I think maybe even Alakay's position, just because his knights are so cheap and they will have to do a decent job. So he needs to like keep up army numbers.
I'd like to see him just pick up the relics as well here. He has map control right now, and
Very sloppy micro here by Alakay, and Motion's army will get in here, and Motions will win this fight.
this should also be the death of all of his archers here. Maybe not. Being forced of gold though. But even maybe he should have gone for the other gold anyways. So.
I think adding the second TC was a mistake, and the archery range to fletching also a mistake. Triple stable, and 2 stable knights, 1 stable light cav maybe, and then like add the second TC a little bit later, and then go on as well on stone to add camel archers against pikes.
Yes.
Okay, taking a bad fight uphill.
And even then, right? It's just gonna be the flood there, I think, and just if you get it's 2 or 3 monks in as well. No, I guess eco is completely equal here. Motions has still not picked up a single relic, so doesn't have the best production going for him at the moment.
Yeah, like Motion's floating quite some resources here. More than he should if he's going for 1 TC play.
Definitely.
And now he's putting his resources on the field. Alakay's stonewalling off, which I like very much. Like, as I mentioned, like against these all-in pushers, the more eco you have, the more you can delay, the easier it is to defend. And stonewalls are very nice here. And a castle.
But at the same time, even though he's managed to defend somewhat, right, it's not really gonna be that easily, I think. He's not ahead in eco at this point, I would say. He also, well, he's somewhat ahead, right, but he has not gotten any farther ahead in Castle Age, in my opinion. Ooh, that's ballsy. That should be a conversion, I think. Oh, never mind, it's already gonna... Ooh.
That was a very
Yeah.
expensive Rainbow Snipe.
The Magna couldn't even hit, I think, so...
Oh
Oh.
goodness. Oh, the quick roll.
Oh!
What?
Needs to send more villages though. That's Gate's gonna get that very quickly. You can out-repair it, I think. We'll make it fast enough, but... He needs to make...
Okay.
It's still... Oh yeah, it's fine.
But
He needs his own siege though. He needs some siege of his own here.
Yeah, he's now getting siege equipped up. He can't, like, outwall this ram long enough though, right? Oh well, it's almost smite.
Should be fine, I think, so...
The motion
It's just gotta delay his eco, right?
Motion should still stone here and rush redemption to deny the to deny the main moves of destroying his ramp.
I just really love Moxie to just get in the relics here. It's just... It feels like your eco... You know you've basically done a fair bit of eco damage at this point, so...
This is actually a very interesting game. What's the count again? 2-1 for Alakay, right?
Indeed.
So if...
Market is looking to go down though.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Mangle is out, but the Motions can immediately snipe at all the Eagles. Very unfortunate timing here for Alakay. And he was focusing at one Eagle with Mangle. Yeah, I'm not
I think
sure
this
if
might...
Alakay can still win this, honestly.
And even getting a very quick conversion there for motions on the knights.
Like, Motions should just... Like, he can actually just click up soon and then trap Alakay down and win the game.
He's going stone first, I think. Yeah, he's still alone in the... Look at how much gold is floating though, motions. 1300 gold at this point.
Yeah,
That's really stuffy.
He can buy himself imp and like transition to stone quite easily.
Or you can just add buy enough to add 2 more bags and then just go full eagle.
But then again, like Alakay already invested into a castle and you... Oh, there's still some
What does that castle defend though, right?
Yeah.
Defends nothing basically, right?
But still, it's kind of easy for Alakay to like run back into the range of this castle to like bring his units to safety. So in theory, you can just keep taking the fights here against Motions. Just Michael's units back every time you lose the front. That's his units also quicker. So I would think Motions should just pick up here, which he's gonna do now, and like prepare castle and trap, and then like flood with Eagle Warriors. Yeah.
Click is up now, so yeah, it's gonna be a castle up quite soon as well, I would say. Yeah, I don't really see how Alakay wins this game from this point. So.
Well, he has a time window now.
Oh, gets another conversion.
Oh my.
Yeah, but it doesn't have an army, right? And it's still net stretching on the camel archers.
Well, I guess if he idles his TCs and just goes full like army production, he might deny the castles of Motions and delay the traps of that. Motions also not
not a conversion even.
More equal here. Okay.
I don't think you can ever deny the castle.
Yeah, it's kind of safe. I think I would have placed it on top of the field though. Castle could also...
Can you even though? Can you even?
I'm not sure even.
Maybe right by gold, but you also cut off your own access to that gold then, so...
Yeah, maybe it's fine.
You can always just put the traps on the top of the hill, right?
And Alakay is not producing a lot, and he knows he's a castle, and now his train of thought should be, oh fuck, Motions is up, let's prepare a lot of army, which is not happening.
He doesn't have the eco, right? Nor the production.
Well,
so.
he has 300 food, he can add knights.
That's 5 knights, right? And he only has, I think it's 2 stables. Don't really see how this could ever work, so...
I think Motions has this game in his pocket now.
Okay, so they're gonna play on getting bloodlines now. Still only in the +1 on these camel archers.
But don't worry, Alakay has no bloodlines, he's gonna be fine.
As much fine as there was on the other clan map then, right?
Like, Alakay don't get bloodlines in clan maps anymore, I think it's not healthy for you. I'm not even sure if it's even... Like, the eagles should ideally not reach your camel archer side, and he didn't produce knights really.
The first wave already working, second wave on the way, and
Nah.
+4 armor coming in from on the Eagles.
Nothing in production queue for Alakay. Seems like he's gonna force himself up to imp, which won't give him too much, right? I think all in Castle Age is okay for him here.
Yeah. What does Imp give him here?
Yeah, now he's queuing 4 knights. I'm not sure what's happening.
Probably just indecisive thing, but he sees that his castle is gonna go that down too quickly for him to do any work with it, I guess.
And Elite Eagle Warrior in queue. Did you mention it before?
I only meant to mention the lost armor.
Okay.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Nash still stronger, I would say, right at this point, but numbers do have a quality of his own, right?
Don't worry, LK's getting wheelbarrow, he's gonna be fine. GG.
GG.
I mean, like 41 minutes into the game, your like enemy Aztec player went like kind of fast impish, like looking at the state of the game, is trapping you down, has a huge amount of army. Alakay is just idling both his TCs and his military production buildings for 2 minutes, and then he's queuing wheelbarrow. Kind of respect that.
It's an interesting timing on it at least. Also, where you put your attention. So,
yeah, I would still repeat that if Alakay, as soon as he saw the castle, would have actually just idled his TCs even. Like, if you fall behind an eco, it doesn't matter at this point, because you might die. The safest play for him would be to idle his TCs here and just go for all out military production.
yeah, I agree with you. I think he needs to add just idle everything, just add 9 more steals and then just try, right? But I also don't think that he has the eco to support enough, right?
I think with Berbers he might have had, because the knights are cheaper, and then also try to abuse your mobility, start attacking from different angles through motion space, instead of like trying to force a fight middle. And then you might.
But can't just motion force the fight though. Because it just feels like even though you're cheap, you only just recently got Bloodlines, you're still missing missing Balkan, you're missing only has +1 defense on your knights, and he's getting +4 and elite eagles, and he has castle.
Yeah, like, and not at this point. I mean, like 10 minutes ago, when motions clicked up to imp.
Question is if he knows it early enough, then.
He saw the castle. Like, obviously, it's not always the perfect indicator. Like, but in many times, or like not always, but in many cases, if you see like a forward castle like this in like a certain stage of the game, you can expect the enemy is going up and he's going to trap him.
Yep. I agree. So I really liked how Motion played it, and I think Alakay's castle age was a bit suspect. It was a surprisingly even game after the Dark Age shenanigans, I think is a fair way to put it.
Yeah, very good recover by motions. And I fully agree with Cordon here, with his comment that on Socotra you need to stop making builds at 55 or 60. If Alakay would have like heard this, if he had played like this and stopped villager production at 50, he might have been fine. But we'll never know.
It wouldn't it makes more sense to play something like I guess Berbers are still just so strong because of the rear speed anyway, so never mind.
Okay, last map is gonna be Golden Pit, which is actually shocking to me because Golden Pit is kinda clowny. I'm really surprised that Alakay picked this because I would always favor emotions in Golden Pit over Alakay. But yeah, maybe he has something prepared. Like Britons are like a very common pick for Golden Pit.
Well, this left with Britons, Ethiopians, and Bohemians, right? Bohemians are probably the more clowny there, I would say, whereas the others are just quite straightforward archer civs in a lot of ways. On both sides, we have Chimera, of course. I'm not sure if you've seen the Emil Rush. Basically, you make 2 races forward, there's something like 17 pop. You don't even
the stuff that
make a
Loki
meal.
does always.
Ah yeah, it's the Danish player Emil. I think is something like 2K1. I think who's done it quite well. So
Yeah. I play him sometimes in team games, like Emil for like a smiley face.
so he's done that quite well, and that's could be something to do with Khmer there. Malay, of course, you get the timing, and with Spanish you have the conquistadors. So
Yeah, like if it would be rank Q, I think Motions would pick Spanish here. And Alakay would pick Britons here. I think it could also be Bohemians if he has prepared something. And let's think. I think Britons would do just really well against Spanish, honestly. Like, Conk play is very oppressive in Golden Pit, but Britons should have the tools to, to deny that.
Okay, Alakay is saying that the old version of Golden Pit was clowny, but apparently the new version is less clowny. I can't really say that I've seen it, but could be interesting.
I haven't played it in a bit. Gonna see, but then like Britons would make even more sense, because then you would able to get in with archers. Ethiopians would be fine as well, but I think against like Britons are still great. Or better.
I think in most cases you would prefer Britons over Ethiopians, right? Against the civs that he has. But
yeah, maybe.
Well, it's not gonna be that.
Khmer versus Ethiopians. Okay, I want to say like Ethiopians could make sense if you're going for like very quick man-at-arms into archers.
Well, distance is still usually bigger than it's on Arabia, right? So
I'm a bit surprised about the Khmer pick, not because it's bad, but I'm just wondering, like, did Motions just expect Britons? Just like, okay, I guess Kongs won't work, so I'm gonna pick Khmer instead. I guess so, right? Makes sense. Yeah, then let's.
It's not really to say that I would usually pick, but Khmer can be interesting, and I've seen quite a bit of that Emil Rush that I talked about. So.
Yeah, true. Maybe that's his idea.
Well, I'm at 10 seconds now, so ready when you are.
1, 2, 3, go.
So we have Motions on the top here, and Alakay on the bottom right.
Oh, imagine if Motions goes for the double boar lane.
Well, it could be interesting to go for here at least. I think if you had a read available, I think you should go for it, but if not, then... but yeah, Alakay has seen it now, and he needs to be... how to scout around there, right?
As soon as he sees this, I think he should now go for a boar, honestly. If you know you're against Motions.
Although I don't think I've seen Motions laming that much lately, even in the tourney games. So.
Well, maybe people just reacted better by taking the boss earlier. But again, it's like in this series so far, like Motion scouting just hasn't been on the top. Like maybe was just unlucky. Motion's getting.
Motion does bring in the
forward war.
Yes, he should.
We are already finishing each other's sentences. Very sweet.
Good like that, right? So, but not very much to see. But I would say that this area Golden Pit doesn't feel that. Well, I guess you can quite easily vault to the TC for Alakay in some ways, but you're not gonna have the best woodlands for it.
Motion said the game before Alakay shot his spore with his TC and called a re just a couple seconds before the time limit. I did. We can re. Like just like once per series, right? Totally forgot about that.
Is it 4 minutes the reuse or?
Hopefully Motions will tell us.
Probably 4 minutes. I think that's the standard usually.
What strategies do you expect here? Like you said, Khmer probably going for the Emil rush. Is it like pronounced like that in like Danish?
I think it's Emil. I think is. In Norwegian, I think it would be Emil, but I don't think.
Yeah, that's how it would be in German as well, like Emil. Well, like very similar at least. Yeah, very hard to tell.
But yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it would be pronounced in Danish.
Maybe I could try if I find a potato.
Indeed. Not expecting too much happening in terms of flaming, but whether or not we see if motions are going for a mill,
Yeah.
he's going for a mill, so that's not going to be a mill rush then. Because you can't afford a mill with that strategy there.
Is he just going scouts? No, he's fallen wood. He's not going scouts. I don't like this is an archer build, right?
Looks a lot like it to me, but I don't exactly get why he's playing it like this, to be honest.
Meanwhile, Alakay only has 3 on wood.
Minute rounds maybe?
Huh?
Minute rounds maybe? You can do that if they with only 3 on wood.
Hmm.
I'm still missing 2 of his sheep actually in the back here, Alakay.
I'm
A bit baffled by this.
yeah, kind of surprised. I was thinking like that Alakay would like to go super quick with arms, or like element dance into very quick archer follow up as Ethiopians, and then maybe his train of thought was well Khmer can just drop a archery range immediately, which means that his archers to the diamond arms would be out super quickly, and then maybe he's thinking, okay, if motions does that, because he might execute arms, I'll go scouts instead, because he won't have a barracks, he won't have spears, and like with a scout.
Fair bit of idle time on the motion side. He's clicked up there with a 90 pop, but I think he probably has under 10-15 seconds of idle time there.
Think?
It is not going on gold, so it just like scouts to me.
Yeah. I think Alakay is also going for scouts, which is actually not bad against Khmer, right? If enemy doesn't have a barracks, if he's greedy, motions is greedy.
Alakay looks to be finding the last 2 sheep here, so it would help in that case. Yeah, nothing on gold and barracks is now coming up. Barracks is a bit early for if it's... Okay, that's not the fight you can take. Like, motions.
Like, I mean, it's always not. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, motions. Losing a lot of HP for free. Yeah.
We agree. It looks like it's just gonna be a scout war here. That's really something I would have expected. But
Like I think if Alakay's train of thought was what I was thinking, that he's like no, it isn't actually, but I kind of like that he surprises motions by going scouts here as well, because...
Nice guy on gold though, so...
Oh my goodness.
But it's Ethiopians, right, so you can delay going on the gold a fair bit, but...
Yeah, but
motion did scout it.
But he is on gold already. What's happening here?
Well, as I said, you can just delay going on gold and go for archers Ethiopian bonus.
Yeah.
But I don't see the range going up yet. There it comes. I think it was a bit strong on the wood. Yeah, he was only at 25 wood in the bank at the moment, so...
Well, I hate that he didn't go with arms then.
Well, distance again, right? Distance. I can see the motion's already dropping the rangers. Also, he has houses around every single place where you can have villagers. So.
But when the arms are kind of great against them, right? They're gonna like destroy the houses kind of quickly.
Yeah, but he's still gonna have time to get the range out in time, I think. So.
Okay, true. I think it's then actually still would have preferred Scout Rush by Alakay, even for Ethiopians.
Yeah, I think so as well. Oh, that's one hit only actually.
Yeah,
that would be a dead scout there. Never mind. That's scouted it is, so...
Like having the options to mix in spears in a Scout War would be so strong. Like, it would kind of negate half of the Khmer bonus, because then the motions would have to add on range or, like, barracks himself.
So Alakay quite badly housed at this point, and we have the first skirm at the front now. No...
Motions.
This looks really good for motions, right?
Yeah, and the skirmishers are fletching. Like, Alakay needs a stable here, he needs scouts.
Never mind, it doesn't look good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and like he
Yeah.
needs scouts eventually, but like 3 skirmishes are not threatening too much yet.
I didn't say that they aren't threatening at all here.
And like Alakay is fighting fletching skirmishers with archers with no fletching. Not well. He's gonna be
It's
fine
not-
actually.
The time the scout line does so much here, right?
Like the tides turn very quickly here. What the fuck? I was sure like Alakay might die in a couple minutes, but suddenly he lost. But suddenly Motions lost everything.
And Motions is floating a lot of wood here at this point. He's floating almost 500 wood at this point.
Yeah, he has like a 9 on wood in one number camp. I'm not sure why that is. A bit much.
Yes. There's so much in wood then. Actually, he really realizes of this, so he fixes it now. But I would say that said that I actually kind of prefer Alakay's position now suddenly.
Yeah, especially because he's almost fully walled. And well, he's adding skirmishers. I don't like that too much.
Yeah, well, I think this would be fine. We're just going for minimal investment at this point, right? You know, he's going for skirmishing, and he also lost at least 2 scouts at this point.
And
Hasn't really shown anything else.
it's so hard to like break through walls of skirmishers, which means Motions would need like archers or like a different unit to break through walls, and it would give Alakay tons of time to click to Carthage behind this if he doesn't have skirmishers. But he's still gonna pull it off soon, but he could be faster.
And if you look at the resources of Alakay, they are a lot better than Motions at this point. He's
Motions
gonna have big timing advantage up to Castle here.
Motions tracking some of Alakay's army. That would have been a very cute little sneak attack, but it's gonna get caught.
And they're still gonna do some decent damage against that scout there, so...
Oh my goodness, like... Motions is gonna... I don't know, he's still gonna win that fight.
It's gonna be a cleanup, right? But... he cleaned up also 1 scout, 1 spear, 1 archer, and or 2 archers and 2 skirmishers at some point without fetching. And at the same point, Motions had invested into +1/+1 skirms as well as knights.
Motions will be able to pick up the Carthage soon. Neither Alakay didn't click yet, and he's 2 villagers behind.
Oh, he's been messing up his eco balance there.
Yes.
He's having a stable, why?
And he's getting wheelbarrow here instead of picking up. I'm very
He's
confused.
misreading the situation really badly here.
Like, if you see that many skirmishers with your enemy, and you're fully walled, be glad, click up, and kill with crossbows.
Now Motions is gonna reach Castle a fair bit faster here.
I'll be honest.
It's like minutes faster.
I'll be honest. Okay, like I'm not sure how well I would have played because I'm like sitting too much out on open maps, so it's kind of not fair for me to be that critical. But I'm sure Loki would have played this very different than you did.
Motion is actually still open at the top here, but I don't think that's gonna matter. Okay, you see a full idling now from Alakay, so I think he's gonna click up. Yeah, clicks up now. Not that far behind, but I think he should have been faster here. Have 10 minutes. And that's 14 division on a single wood line. If you look at the bottom there from... I realized this, it fixes it. So. Well, I guess army-wise composition, they have... Okay, 2 villages coming forward now from Motion, so that's gonna be... forward stable? Probably siege workshop as well, I'm guessing. That's gonna be double stable then. Well, I still would much rather have, let's say, 2 or 3 knights in front with a crossbows in the back, right? Compared to knights in the front and skirms in the back usually. But if you get Siege in the mix as well, yeah, Siege work coming up now. I think it's gonna be a 1 TC for sure for a while from motions here. Alakay on the other hand is floating almost 650 wood at this point. Getting plus.
Alakay has no idea about like the forward siege shot promotions. This will be dangerous.
I should still have the timing, I think, but being housed immediately after hitting. Castle isn't ideal, of course.
And
He should also now see +1, +1 and bloodlines on the knights there.
he needs monastery as soon as he can. Then like hopefully convert a knight to then later switch snipe siege. Or like maybe even add a siege shop yourself here to kill the skirmishers. But as soon as he sees this main move here, he has to react with either monastery or siege shop. And he's doing camels, which is also fine, actually. I actually think that's totally fine.
Probably fine, yeah.
The skirmishers won't do too much against the camels.
Okay, no elite skirmer or bottom coming, so the skirms are just gonna die here, I think.
Yeah, motion destroying.
Yeah, this is gonna be fine.
Yeah, motion destroying all the skirms for nothing. Like suddenly Alakay has a huge military lead. I think motion's feeling overconfident here.
Very overconfident, I think. He's not gonna be able to do anything with that forward siege at this point, I think. 3 or 4 camels out, and he basically cleans up all the army here.
And I think Alakay's panicking here a bit. He's dropping both a siege shop and a new mercenary zone. I don't think he can afford ballistics and manual behind this as well. But
he's floating 500 wood though, so...
Ah, okay. Does he have a market? He doesn't, right?
No, not yet, no.
Well, then he...
But yeah, I think, yeah, I do agree with you. It's a bit of an overcommitment into things there.
I think the siege shop first and getting a mangle out and then afterwards. To be fair, yeah, he has a bot anyway. It doesn't hurt to have both ready. Plus he can't use both at the same time.
I think I would personally prefer just a second TC though. I think he's also waiting too long now. Just use the camels. You don't need to have need to kill all his army with just the camels. You can just kill the siege with it, and it's fine.
I guess he wanted to surprise motions with the camels, and he's gonna get a big clear here. He has husbandry. But I think the safer play would have been to just send the camels for the enemy siege. Then he would have been fine.
Yeah, this is... I wonder if Alakay, if we'll see added TC from motions now. Looks like it's... Yes, second TC on the way up now.
Position-wise, I prefer Alakay's position, but in the game itself, like the eco lead of emotions is just very nice. So...
Okay, second TC now coming up from both players. Okay, Alakay's now run through his goal inside his base now, so he needs to expand soon. Going out now.
Oh, well, maybe I should say, Alakay's army is stronger, but I like Motion's position more right now. Yeah, just because of his eco advantage.
Oh, eco... What? How is the 10 village ahead though?
Alakay hates to use his FTC.
Makes sense, makes sense. Okay, 30 is getting up in the center now from motions. That could be denied though. Should be denied even. If he sends in his...
Yeah, the camels are such a big play here actually. And at first, like...
Oh, this TC is gonna go up though, so...
I was a bit skeptical even though I said the camels are fine, but they're not only fine, they're really great. They're getting so much work done.
The question is if you needed that many though, or if it would be enough with let's say 6 or 7 and keeping the TC more active behind it.
I think it's fine because Motions is kind of forced to like commit very heavily tonight, so add a secondary unit type against to deal with the camels.
Yeah. Okay.
And like monks won't be too great against with allocating crossbows.
But yeah, I do agree with you that the equally is starting to look a bit bigger than I think Alakay should be comfortable with here.
But then he has 20 army more. He should like add Mangles and like start pushing the PC. He has a huge army lead. He has to use it.
No ballistics yet though.
Yeah, but he has the university at least.
I'm getting ballistics in now, it's almost up. So
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's...
ballistics in now, so that's gonna be...
Ah, he's... Okay, he's saving his army to drop a castle in the middle, that's also fine. I was thinking, why is he not adding... Okay, he's also adding Mangnal. That Mangnal should have, like, been produced 2 minutes ago. To pressure the DC. And also to, like, deter motions.
But motions
from
cannot
adding-
take goal at the moment, so... That's quite big.
But still, like, Alakay should have added Mangnals a bit earlier as well, because in theory motions could have went Knights and Scorpions, and they would have countered both crossbows and camels. But yeah, without gold.
Just a quick question here, what does motions do now?
Light Cav and Raid. And then lose because Alakay gets 3 pikemen.
Yeah, just struggle to see how the hell motions actually gets back into this. He got a much better econ, but he has well, a horrible situation at the moment.
Yeah, like his gold in the space is like has run out.
It's gone, so...
And the other gold is very forward. Kind of screwed. Very good castle by Alakay.
I wonder if we'll see a GG soon actually.
I don't think
It's
he
not
has to. Like, he should like commit very heavily into light cap and skirmishers, and then he can like drag this out a bit by attacking Alakay's eco in the space.
This feels like it should be a very easy push into the base of motion search for me.
Then again, motion says TC's up, so he might like.
Yeah, look at his farms though, right? They're spread all around and you can idle almost everything here.
Yeah, to be fair.
Okay, motions are getting first armor for infantry armor? What?
He's adding spears. This is not a play.
Doesn't he even have a barracks yet?
Yes, in his spears and Q, so yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Barracks.
Yes.
I think motions you could have made it to see next to that secondary gold, right? To take gold, but yeah, it's not great.
Okay, there's a lot of villages forward for Alakay. Is he just gonna take the gold from?
Just drop another castle in motion space, and that's the GG then.
Yeah, that's gonna be GG here. His motions on the stone, he doesn't have enough.
And don't agree with the castle. Slightly more to the right, so you can reach the other golds, and then it's like golden.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a great castle, but it's still gonna be enough. So. I'm not really sure how to cast this at this point, because it just feels like we're just waiting a bit, I guess.
That's mean. Yeah, you're a cold caster, you have to hype cast. Something like, oh, Motions has 32 on wood already. With that
I think you know that you're the hype caster here, Rex. I think you know that.
Okay.
That's your job, not mine.
Motions has 32 on wood now. Maybe he can now produce enough skirmishers to kill all of Alakay's army here. Alakay is not marking for like half a minute or 2. Oh my goodness, look at those villages.
I think it's a very good game sense from Alakay though, that's gotta be said. I wonder if that's gonna be the duty called soon as well.
I agree, that's very good game sense from Alakay.
Or I could do spec shooting, of course, that could also be it. I think this is... he knows that motions need to get gold somehow, right? And patrolling the sides there, I think, is just perfect.
And
that's
cold.
That was a really good set, though.
Very close, very intense. I feel that both players didn't play up to their like best form. But I think that's true for almost every player in the main event, just because so many players have been like less active recently.
There were some suspecting things here, but I also think that, for example, there's a lot of aggression here, right? And a lot of stuff going wrong on one side, right? And it forces them to be a lot more on it, right? At some point, something is gonna slip.
I think like Alakay played this game very, very well. Like, I think like this Golden Pit game was the best game for him in this like series against motions. Mainly the camel edition was just very, very nice.
Once again, late fielders, right? Adding the stable that early, not picking up in time, and all of that stuff, right? So I think there's fair things to. Well, I think he could have done better there, right? Because I think if he just beats motions up, he just denies the forward straight away. Which might even actually work at the worse for him, considering how much motions invested there. But
it's also like, but then also how he went on stone in time, and then like immediately knew after he pushed back motions, okay, motions gonna like fall back like his wounds and like add eco. Like this is the time for me to like secure the middle, and then like he totally understood what his win condition was here.
Yes, I know you had to question motions a bit here, right? I kind of like the forward a bit when he realized his first up there, right? But he is basically throwing away all of his skirmishes there for free, basically, right? I'm not sure if he even killed a single crossbow there. And then he basically doesn't have a single counter to the army there, right? He just falls so heavily behind in army numbers. And of course, when it's easy that close to the edge as well, you can basically be denied just by crossbows. So, I guess there's something questions to be asked about how that game played out. But as I said, a lot of people are a bit rusty at the moment. So, I'm actually about to go full Scorpius apparently.
Yeah, I think actually Scorpions would have been a great addition for motions if he had gold access. As I mentioned earlier, like they would have taken care of the crossbows and actually of the camels. The camels have 0 base pierce armor, so a couple Scorpions with a meat shield in front do actually really well against camels. Like even knights with Scorpions destroy camels. It's insane.
Could be. Not sure if you get the timing though, anyways.
Like, it's not even for me. Like, I was watching Zupi, I think, or Zupi, how's it pronounced, right? Yeah. And he's like a huge fan of Scorpions, and he actually, I'm not sure what it was like, enemy was Chinese, and he was whatever Franks or something like that, and he just went Knights and Scorpions and destroyed.
Could be. I haven't really played another round with them to be, but I usually just find that if you're being the aggressor, doesn't feel like Scorpions do that much to me. If you're defending or if you're fighting army against army, I think they do a fair bit. But with the seat where you're working that aggressive, I don't think you ever get the best use out of them though. So.
Yeah, and also like it can be out microed kind of easily, and then like if you the camels can still snipe the Scorpions kind of well. But yeah, so very good series. Think like
yeah. And Alakay is gonna face you the next round, right?
Yeah, I think him and me will play probably tomorrow evening, but yeah, or like maybe Friday night even. Also like free on Friday.
I'm also saying that can I get extra range? So if you're just making a crossbow scopes, it would deal with the crossbows fine and that can snipe mangoes, right? But you need to kind of push, right? If you're making all that investment forward, and I think you can't push in the same way with the scorpions, and you can quite easily micro around it as long as you're not inside the space. They can also just fall back behind this TC there. If it will be an open fight, or if you're fighting for a position outside of his base, though, I agree with your reasoning there. Of course, camels will of course be, as you said, 900 IQ moves. So. So X ready for some scheduling for you?
Yeah. Alakay, I'm gonna text you about that in a bit. I think I should be available tomorrow evening, but maybe Friday. Maybe I would prefer Friday. Well, let's see. And also, I want to see if maybe we can, like, find a nomad that actually works, so we don't have to replace. But yeah, so I'm gonna end the stream here. Like, as I mentioned, very good series, very exciting, very close games. A lot of like small mistakes and sometimes bigger mistakes. But it was one of the more like closer, more intense series, series of Eternity, I would say.
It was a fun series, as Gordon says, sir. It was a really fun series, both to cast and to watch, I think. So.
But so yeah, see ya next time. After like Alakay like forced me out of Eternity, and I'm gonna cast the finals afterwards or something. So thanks for tuning in, and Kuntan, as always, thanks for co-casting. It's always a pleasure.
As a pleasure for me as well. So
see ya.